Hey everybody, I'm Spencer Ehrenfeld, my co-host Nori, with me as always, and executive producer. Welcome to the Trust Me, I'm a Lawyer podcast. How you doing, Nori?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing fantastic. We've got a very special guest today and a very interesting lawyer. Tell everybody who we've got.
Today we have a Los Angeles-based business lawyer, Sam Mollaie, going to talk to us about how business law is functioning during this time.
Well, not just business law, he's a specialist in entrepreneurial law. Do you know what that is?
I would imagine law concerning entrepreneurs around the country.
You've imagined correct. And he is the #1 rated entrepreneurial lawyer in the entire world.
Wow.
So Sam, welcome to the podcast.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me, guys.
It's an honor. And I was just telling you as we were about to start that you look like you could be a cousin of ours.
I'll take that all day long.
We have to compare our ancestry.com and see if there's some overlapping.
That'd be amazing.
What is your background?
I'm Persian Jewish.
So just as an aside once, Sam, I was staying at in Beverly Hills at the Peninsula Hotel, and unbeknownst to me, there was a Jewish singles event happening there. And everybody thought that I was Persian. But of course, I don't speak Persian, or what is it?
Farsi.
I don't speak Farsi, obviously. I know Chitori is all I know. And everyone thought I was trying to be really cool and pretend that I really didn't speak Farsi. But it was one of the most incredible experiences I've ever had because I didn't know there were so many Persian Jews.
Yeah, there are hundreds of thousands living on the East Coast and also in LA.
So we probably are related to each other somehow.
Great. I love it.
You've had an extraordinary career. Tell us a little bit about your professional background and what you're doing, because I think it's really unusual. And given what's happening now with this pandemic and people working from home like us, I think it could be really useful.
Yeah, definitely. So I pretty much became a lawyer 5 years ago. I pretty much went on my own. I was very entrepreneur kind of minded growing up. So I decided to go on my own. And at the time, I didn't know how to get clients at all. And all I knew how to do was to create a website. So I created a website and started writing some blogs because I thought that's how you get clients. And then I got exposed to this giant world of online marketing, of basically the world of funnels. They call it funnels in the online marketing world. And what a funnel is, it's a systematized way to take somebody who doesn't know you, who's possibly interested in your service. Now, how do you get them to come buy your service? So I started learning about these concepts of funnels. And then I'm like, let me apply these amazing principles that I'm learning on the online marketing side to my law firm. There were 3 key principles that really stood out for me. The first is automated. That means the systems that I put in place for my law firm have to be automated in some form or shape. For example, let's just say if you have an online business, you create the website or you create the systems in place and you put it up. And once you have the website up, then it should bring you clients and customers 24/7 around the clock. So I created my law firm in an automated fashion. Second was scalable. That means whatever I would create would have to scale out. That means I would refuse to do any actions that were one-to-one. So to just say if somebody wanted to meet with me in person, I would refuse. Instead, I would do things that were like, let me just create one video that I could reach hundreds and thousands of people. And the third part is remote, virtual. That means I wanted to work from my laptop. I didn't want to be tied to any physical location. I had hopes and dreams of living in Israel and going on trips and still being able to work.
Me too.
Yeah. So that vision of like that I don't want to be tied to living in LA or being tied to work in an office kind of forced me to create a law firm that was completely virtual. So even though these days we're forced to work from home, I've actually been working from home for 5 years. At this point, I have 2 offices, but even when I still have 2 offices, I still choose to work from home. And the best part is it's completely possible. So now, fast forward 5 years later, I've been able to use these funnels and use the system to generate and serve clients. And I've actually been able to serve over 4,000 clients. I've also been able to gather 1,400 5-star Google reviews. And it works out great. It's a very systematized way to get clients online. And then I've also, in the last 6 months or so, I've transitioned to teaching other lawyers and coaching other lawyers to do the same. And we have 50 students in already, and they're applying the same systems that I built for myself, and they're doing it, and they're getting bookings and running their law firm virtually.
Congratulations. So are you practicing law at all now, or is it a full-time coaching situation?
It's well, the way it's set up is completely automated. So it's completely, I pretty much build the systems, and then I find the right people, the right staff, and then I hand it off. And then I keep doing that over and over. So at this point, I have a couple of these virtual law firms that are completely running on their own. And my job just becomes working on scaling it and growing it, not working in the business, but working on the business.
Oh, I love that. I love that. I tried to do that myself at one point in my career. The problem was I was the lawyer. So, you know, either I was focused on running the business and the legal work suffered, or if I focus on just the legal work, the business suffers. I've never been able to figure out how to balance the two. Still, I haven't, 30 years later.
Yeah, you just have to know what your strengths are and play to your strengths. It just, you know, either you're one or the other. It's hard to be both. So you just have to choose and just go with that one.
So, you know, people are sitting home now. You've been doing it for 5 years. I've been doing it, you know, for about 2 weeks. For the first time, trying to maintain their practices. And I know I have a lot of friends who own law firms. They're scared to death, you know, that everything's fallen apart, that they don't have the policies and procedures in place to be working virtually. Are you able, Sam, to help people who are in that situation, that they're already in the virtual, but they don't have the plan in place to be virtual?
Yeah. The good news is it's completely possible. I think that's like biggest hurdle you have to get through is mentally just accept that it is possible. So I'm here to tell you that it is possible because I've been doing it for the last 5 years. The second part is just education, getting educated on how you can transition and turn it into a more virtual firm. There's so many online technologies, so many tools that enable us to be able to take whatever we're doing the same way we're able to serve clients in person, not taking that virtually. So let's just say, let me just give you some examples. You know, use Calendly to set up your bookings. Use Zoom to have your meetings with your clients. And then use Google Drive and Lawfirm to receive your clients' intake answers and things like that. Every part of your entire law firm could be completely automated. And the good news is it just makes your law firm run a lot faster and a lot more efficient. And it's just better. It's just better. So we were already going on that path, but now because of everything that's going on, we're kind of like forced, which is a good thing because now we kind of have no choice but to, you know, transition and become that kind of lawyer.
I think, like in terms of my dad's personal injury law firm, one thing that'll hold him back, especially from becoming like a fully automated firm, would be like the lack of human interaction. Because I think it is already like a difficult thing for him to not, because my dad, from my years of watching him work, he mostly operates emotionally in terms of like developing that connection that I don't think you can get virtually. Like you have, you know, being there physically with the client. So like, have you noticed that being a limitation, or maybe for you personally, it's not necessarily a necessity, but like with like this new trend of automated law firms, do you think that lack of emotional connection is like a limitation?
Great question, Nori. Amazing question, honestly. Yeah, definitely. It will never, ever be as good as in person, but it's, first of all, I think it's good enough. And second is we have no choice at this point. So even, you know, as much as, you know, you could say whatever on each side, but either way, from the way that it seems like this is the way it's going to be for, you know, until whenever. And even if so, if things going back to how they were, now people's expectations change, and now people would rather meet over Zoom than, you know, drive somewhere to meet in person. So either way, I think things have already shifted. So you just have to adjust accordingly.
Sam, this is fascinating. This morning, we have a client in New York City who got injured in Alaska on a Norwegian cruise excursion. We had her examined by orthopedic surgeon who's in North Miami. I was here in Coral Gables. I had one associate in Hialeah, and we had another one in Gainesville. So you had 3 lawyers, a doctor in North Miami, and a client who was in New York City being examined on Zoom. And boy, did we learn a lot, because under normal circumstances, none of us would have attended it. She would have, you know, gone to a doctor in New York, and none of us would have seen it. And in many ways, it gave us greater insight into our client's case, having not having this virtual technology than before. We would have never seen what we saw.
Great point. Yeah. And you'll be able to reach more people at the same time. So let's just say, you had a meeting with multiple people, and then also this video, your show reaches hundreds and thousands of people. So yeah, these actions that are done remotely and virtually through using these online technologies definitely has immense impact, reaching more people and just having more impact in general.
So if law firm owners are out there watching this, and we hope that they are, including myself, what's the next step? Because I would be very interested in being coached by you to figure out how I could make this situation more profitable, more efficient, and less stressful.
Sure. So the first thing is, if you'd like to learn more about the stuff, just search Legal Funnel on Facebook. We have a Facebook group. Right now we have about 600 lawyers in there. Amazing group. Everybody's so involved, engaged. I put a lot of free value there. And then also have the coaching program for lawyers. If you're really serious about, running your law firm remotely, learning how to automate your law firm, which sounds too good to be true, but I can tell you it's completely possible, and also getting more legal clients online. That's what my program is for. Right now I'm seeing a lot more marketers, online marketing experts kind of putting this out there, but I think it's better to take it from somebody who actually, I'm a lawyer, attorney myself. So I'm not just teaching it. I've actually been applying it. I was pretty much quiet doing my own thing for the last 4 years, do it for myself. But now I'm revealing all those things that actually work for me, not just based on theories and based on things that you should do. No, these are things that I actually have done. So yeah, Legal Funnel, legalfunnel.com, or just search Legal Funnel on Facebook.
And what kind of charges do you, what kind of charges can one expect for being a coaching client?
Sure. So it's not for every client. So it is more on the more premium side, but the value is, and let me just say, it's at least $100,000 or more. So we never have any price objections when it comes to our thing. It's whether you're good for it or not, whether you think you're at that stage. So yeah, it's a good investment. Let's just say that it's a great investment.
Worth every penny. Well,
Yep.
we want to thank Sam Mollaie. Am I pronouncing right? Mollaie?
Mollai.
That works. Mollai or Malay, anything. I'm okay.
How do you pronounce it?
Mollai.
Mollai. Sam Mollai, for joining us today on Trust Me, I'm a Lawyer podcast. I am definitely interested in learning more about it. And hey, Sam, before I let you go, I would like to know if you'd be willing to speak to a group of law firm owners. I have a group of attorneys that meet for breakfast once a month called the Attorney Breakfast Club. They're all the firm owners. And it's going to be early in the morning for you, man. I don't know if you'll be able to do this. Would you be willing to make a virtual appearance at the Attorney Breakfast Club?
Sure, I'll be happy to. I'm all about giving and sharing. So I don't do the coaching stuff for the money. I do it just because I enjoy it, and I would empower more lawyers.
We would be thrilled to have you, and I'm going to definitely personally check it out because I want to learn some more. And again, thank you so much. Hopefully one day we'll both have the privilege of meeting you in person. Having a l'chaim in Israel together would be spectacular.
Amazing.
Yeah, it would be amazing. And thank you so much for being on our program.
Thank you so much, Spencer and Nori. You guys are doing an amazing job, amazing energy. Keep everything that you're doing, and I hope you guys continue to grow and you guys reach more people.
Thank you so much. Thank you.